welcome to Watch Symposium. I'm Austin. Alright, so this video is inspired by a comment from Oscar on one of my videos, and he asks, how much is a cheap Submariner in Tokyo? He's heard that you can get them for around 6,000 USD, and this took me back to my very first Rolex watch, a 14060. That's a no-date sub. I got it 10 years ago in 2013. My first daughter was just born. She was a baby. I was wearing an Orient blue Mako, and I wanted to upgrade, and I thought, I'll get the cheapest sub out there. What is it going to cost? Like 1,000, 1,500 USD? I mean, I'll get the cheapest I can find. Well, at that time, it was 4,000 USD. And I think Oscar's thinking the same thing. The cheapest one at the moment is a 14060, and that's an X serial from 1991. And you can see it right here. And in USD, that's 7,021 USD. Now, if you're a tourist, you'll save 10%. So that would drop the price to 6,400 USD, we'll say. Now, this again is the cheapest one. No box, no papers. It's a Tritium piece. And you can see the description right here. And it's got scratches, but you know, it's a pretty decent deal. Probably the cheapest Submariner in the world at the moment. And you know, if you tack on an RSC service cost, you can get it polished and get the papers, the service papers, a nice pouch, and they'll check it out. And you know, it's an interesting piece. The pip looks very patinaed while the hands and the dial aren't, but they are Tritium hands and dial. The dial in the hands has some wear, so that would kind of bother me. I like for everything to be pristine between the crystal and the dial, but a little bit of Japanese wabi-sabi for you, and that's what you get if you're looking to pay the least amount of money. So there you go, Oscar. You probably weren't expecting this. Now, there's something amazing about your first Rolex watch, and I just remember getting that 14060, and it was a watch very much like this one. It was a 1996 T serial Tritium, and it was just such an upgrade from the Orient Blue Mako. It was so solid, and to have one on my wrist, an actual Rolex, there's nothing like your very first Rolex. And you know, the law of diminishing returns, I don't know if it's a law, but it's certainly the case in my experience that as you get more, they just don't make you feel like you're very first. And since then, mine has had, well, an RSC service. I had it polished. I've got a box that I've added to it. I have the service papers now. I had the clasp changed out because it didn't quite close correctly. And this one, apparently the buckle might have an issue. This is a direct translation, and they mention the breadth of the clasp, which I think means there's perhaps an issue with it. And then, of course, as you may know, I had the bezel changed out, and I lost my Tritium bezel insert. Huge mistake, probably one of my biggest horological blunders of all time. Funny enough, though, the other day, as in like a couple weeks ago, I got a Tritium bezel insert. I ordered it from Germany. It was kind of expensive, but pretty nice, and I feel like I've sort of rectified that, and I've got a Tritium pipped bezel insert. Will I put it back on the watch? No, I'll just keep it and pretend that that's the original. By the way, this X serial from 1991, it's got not the fat 4 or the flat 4, which I would expect from that era, but you know, it's a 30-plus-year-old watch. So has it been polished? Almost certainly. It's got scratches on it. It's hey, it's the cheapest you can get. So there you go, Oscar. Let me know what you think. And you know, I'm kind of interested, not so much in your first watch, your first Rolex, but how did you feel? There's nothing like it. Nothing has ever captured that for me again. And The 1406, so it's a beautiful watch, probably the best looking Rolex watch out there, in my opinion. So clean, so beautiful, and if you come to Japan, then that's what you can get it for. By the way, that 10% discount that tourists enjoy, they might be getting rid of that. I think with the weak yen, and that's why this is so well priced, 150 yen per dollar, I guess you don't need any more of a reason to come to Japan. So apparently, from what I've heard, you can still get that 10% discount, but that's on the chopping block. Let me know what you think. Take care. Thanks for watching. See you next time.